Hey guys, welcome to this week's OMG Tuesday. We are playing with affordable foundation. A lot of you guys have requested that I go back to trying some more affordable products that you want to see perform throughout the day. So we're kind of going a little bit old school, and instead of doing just gimmicky, crazy products, which are so fun to try, we are going to be playing with an item that most of us use on a daily basis. So this is from JCat Beauty. You guys know I love using their baked eyeshadow as highlighter. It's one of my favorite things. I love those eyeshadows. They're super affordable. Most of the stuff that I've tried out from this line I enjoy. So I thought I would give this a try. It is a full coverage. Like, they don't even say like medium to full. It is a full coverage but natural looking HD formula foundation. This is called the Skinsealer foundation. It is said to wear all day long and not look heavy on the skin. So I'm going to put this to good test. I'm going to check in with you guys throughout the day in different lighting, let you know if I have to touch it up, all of that good stuff. I have combo skin right now that is a little bit oily. The past few weeks it's been a little bit on the oily side, so I'm curious to see if I need to touch up with powder throughout the day, how it sits on the skin. This is $7.99 and it comes in 10 shades. The shades that I have are Cool Vanilla and Almond Toffee, so fingers crossed that one of these works out for me, and I am going to zoom you guys in and we're gonna get to applying foundation. So this is Almond Toffee. Of course, I'm gonna try and make the darker shade work first because I like having a little bit of bronze. I personally would rather have my foundation be just a tiny bit darker than lighter. So let's see what this looks like pumped on the skin. And that might be too dark. Well, it kind of matches my body a little bit. Let's see what the lighter one looks like. This is the shade Cool Vanilla, and that's going to be way too light. So mixed together though, that's not bad. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to, on my palette, mix the two together. I'm going to use a beauty blender on one side and then my Artiste brush on the other. I am going to put a primer on really quickly just because even my most favorite foundations, if I don't use my primer with it, I don't like as much. So I want to give this as much of a fair chance as I can. So I am taking my Prime and Protect Mattifying Primer from Kane & Austin. This has an SPF of 50. This was one of my top 3 skincare must-haves, and it's just so nice because I never forget to do my sunscreen now. And it just fills in your pores and helps your makeup to glide right on. So now I have my foundation on a palette in front of me. I want to show you. See, matches my skin now. And I'm just going to dot foundation. Dotting it on, I don't feel like that gave me as much coverage as I would like. But I kind of did that on purpose so that I could see with just a little bit of product how it would perform. So now I'm going to do what I typically do, which is just dunk my beauty blender in the foundation and press. I think it looks really nice. It is giving me decent coverage. It's not as full coverage as the Milani Conceal and Perfect. I know I'm like a freaking broken record with that foundation. I love that foundation. It does look really natural though. I mean, this is the side with no makeup on and this is the side with makeup. It's giving me some uniform coverage. It's not concealing all of my sunspots here, but it's doing a decent job. So now I'm gonna go in on the other side with my Artiste brush, which is the best thing on planet Earth if you want full coverage. It's not as full coverage as I want it to be. It smells like a donut, like not like cake, but like a donut batter. I like it so far. It doesn't dry down as fast as I would want it to. That's my biggest complaint. The coverage level, I would say, is medium that kind of sways toward full, but it is not full coverage immediately. So I am going to throw that out there. When you first look at this, you're like, oh my gosh, super full coverage. Oh, it's going to be so good. It's medium cranked up on high, but it's not full. You can still see imperfections shining on through, and I don't want to put another layer on top. I'm just going to conceal those areas with my Derma color wherever it went. This guy right here, just so I don't have like thick cake face everywhere. But I have to say, it looks really natural and I like it. If this stays true and doesn't over oxidize or get greasy or slip and slide around, I'm gonna say for $7.99, it's pretty dang good. It comes in a pump, I love that. It applied really evenly. I was able to blend it out. I like the side with the Artiste brush better. It's funny, some foundations just work better with a beauty blender and some foundations work so much better with a brush. This is one of those that works really well with a brush. You don't get brush strokes or streaks. It just blends out very quickly. So I enjoy that. And I'm gonna get to finishing up my face and then I will check back in with you guys. And we're back and I have my full face of makeup going strong and everything is feeling pretty good so far. I'm curious to see how this will wear throughout the day. Again, this is not full coverage. I have other foundations that are way more full coverage than this, but I do have to say, looking super close up in a mirror, like I was doing my concealer and I'm like, this has a very natural look to it. I enjoy it. Now that it has dried down a little bit, which I did have to wait longer than I normally do to go in with my powder because I hate setting sticky, wet foundation with powder. I feel like it's just a bad situation. So I did have to wait a minute for everything to really set and sink into the skin and become a little bit drier before I set it with powder. But now that everything is set with powder, it looks really natural. It doesn't feel sticky anymore. I'm enjoying it. I'm curious to see if I get super oily or if this breaks apart. It's a great day to test that out because it is super hot here in California. I'm kind of dying at the moment. So I will check back in with you guys. I have a few errands to run. I will be outside. We'll see how this looks in natural light. And then I will check back in and give you my final thoughts. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. It is so hot out, you guys, so I am taking a break from editing and picked up some food from the hummus factory. I've actually never eaten here before. I'm excited though. The foundation is doing pretty good. I mean, I could use a little powder, but for a $7.99 foundation, it's holding up nicely. It's been about 4 hours, I would say. Definitely need to blow up when I get home. All right, that's your quick update for now. Hey, it's just me. I know you are looking for your favorite daddy's boy for sure. Yes, you are. What you got there? You got lamb chop? All right. Well, Puka is wandering and pacing, hoping that James comes through the door. I will show you guys the foundation, close up, pores and all. So, I mean, it's doing good. It's not doing great for a full coverage foundation. We're at about 5 hours. I really need to touch up. I'm a little bit shiny, but that's okay. It's pretty good. I mean, it looks like basically, to be honest, any other foundation except for it doesn't feel as heavy as the Milani, which is a plus, but it's not giving me the same amount of coverage that I like, which is a minus. So I'm kind of on the fence a little bit, but I think for a drugstore foundation, it's doing really well. I would definitely wear this again. I think it's pretty good. And that's where I'm at. I will check back in again in a little bit. All right, you guys, we're back. It is now hours and hours later. It is the very end of the day and it is getting dark outside. I've cozied up in my sweater. I am sitting down and actually realizing as many times as I mentioned that I needed to powder my face today, I never did, not once. And I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, this held up pretty gosh darn good. The only thing that I've done, and I typically will do this, is I'll take a velour puff and I'll kind of go like this sometimes and just pat. and get some of the excess oil off my face instead of adding more product to my skin, and that seems to work with this foundation really, really well. So I feel like it still looks really natural. It hasn't patched off, it hasn't gotten sticky or creasy or been weird whatsoever. It's actually worn really beautifully throughout the day. So I'm very impressed, especially with the price tag of $7.99. If I had to battle it out, I would say this earns a spot in the top 5 at the drugstore. It's not my number 1. You guys already know what my number 1 is. But if you're someone that has tried the Milani Conceal and Perfect and you're like, whoa, this is too heavy, it's not sinking into my skin the right way, it doesn't look very natural, then this would be the next best thing. Also similar to this would be the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, but that one is a little more on the matte side than this. This is the most natural finish, and I like it. I feel like my skin has looked good all day long. I definitely would have preferred more coverage, but I've said that like 5 times, so you guys already know where I stand with that. And I think it was a pretty decent color match, oddly mixing the 2 shades together, but I probably should have gotten something more in the middle. I kind of got like a light one and then a really medium one. I have to say, this is a thumbs up. I would give it like a B+. It's not quite 5-star A+, but it is good, and I would say compared to a lot of drugstore foundations, good ones are like a small crew of good ones, and the crappy ones are kind of everywhere, so it's very, very hit or miss at the drugstore. This, I'm gonna say, is a good one, and definitely worth a try. The thing that I'm most excited though, when I was on the JCat Beauty website, they're coming out with actual highlighters. I'm so excited about that just because I've been using their eyeshadow as highlighter for over a year now, and I'm just like, I need to get my hands on that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me trying out an affordable foundation. If you want me to mix into OMG Tuesday first impressions with some new launches at the drugstore and you want to see how they go more than just, you know, an application on the face, but checking back in throughout the day, let me know what you want to see. Fall is around the corner. I cannot believe that, but that means that there are going to be a ton of new launches at the drugstore. So keep your recommendations coming. Let me know what you want to see. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Mwah.